Hi everyone. In this video, we are covering a very important topic. Now, this topic is what tech stack to use if you want to go from non-IT to IT. Okay, so let's say you have some IT degree, or you are working in some non-IT sector, or maybe you are preparing for government exams, and right now you have not been employed from the past 1 or 2 years, and you want to switch into IT. You want to get into development. Then what should we do? What tech stack should we use? Okay. Now, choosing right tech stack is very important. Okay, if you don't choose a right tech stack, right, it can completely ruin your chances of getting into IT sector. See, for you, already you have a gap, right? Maybe you have a 1 year gap, maybe you have a 2 year gap, or you are in from non-IT background. You have been doing non-IT job, so you will have to do something extra. You will have to be smart enough about your preparation to get into IT smoothly. So as a part of this video, we will compare different tech stacks, and I will tell what tech stack you should choose if you want to get into IT, and what role you should target. Okay, like in IT also there are a lot of roles. There's a general software development role, there's a full stack development role, there's a back end development role, there's a front end development role. So what profile should you target if you want to get into IT sector, and what tech stack you should choose? Okay, so let's do that comparison. Let me open my whiteboard and share my screen. Okay, so I have my whiteboard with me. Yeah. So when it comes to IT sector, right, there are mainly three major tech stacks. There are three major languages which are used everywhere. Okay, so let's do a comparison for them. The first language that is very popular is, of course, Java. Okay, Java is used a lot, and it's used in almost every company. So Java is a very strong contender for choosing it to switch into IT sector. Similarly, then there are other languages, like there is Python, and then there is JavaScript. Okay, apart from that, other languages are also there, like C, C++, but they have very few opportunities, and many people don't use C++, so I'm not going to cover that. I am going to cover the top three contenders, and amongst these, which one should you choose? So let's go over the advantages, disadvantages for each of them. So advantage of Java is that it is used in like almost all the companies. Used most of the times. Okay, it's a very robust language. It has a lot of job opportunities. Okay, now this is the advantage of Java. Okay, disadvantage of Java, let's cover that as well. Or let's cover it here. Disadvantage of Java is that it is difficult to learn. And when I say difficult to learn, I don't mean that it requires some special skills to learn. It's mainly time consuming. Okay, because it's a very strong language, right? There are a lot of concepts that we need to understand if we have to master Java. So it is time consuming to learn. Okay, so if you are out of touch of development, or if you're out of touch with coding, it will take time to learn. That is one thing. Second thing is, it is specific to only backend development. Okay, so in 99% of the scenarios, you will not use Java for any kind of front end development. Okay, you will use Java only for backend development. So if you choose Java, then you are constrained with that backend development part. But again, the advantage is that in Java there are lots and lots of job opportunities. Okay, lots of job opportunities are there. If you go to any job sites and if you search for Java vacancy, you will find lots and lots of Java vacancies there. Okay, but again, the difficulty is it is difficult to learn. Now let's come to our next language, which is Python. So Python, advantage of Python is it is easy to learn. Okay, it is very simple. It is easy to learn. Okay, then in Python you can become a full stack developer as well. So you are not limited to backend, you can become full stack development developer as well if you use Python. Okay. Disadvantage of Python is there are less vacancies. There are less vacancies in Python. So that is one disadvantage. Okay, but it's very easy to learn and it's definitely doable in within few months. And you can learn a lot of popular frameworks, like you can learn Django or Flask or frameworks like that, and that will basically qualify you to become a full stack developer. Then finally we have JavaScript. So in JavaScript, what happens is, again, JavaScript has a lot of advantages. So advantage is that it is easy to learn. Okay. Now JavaScript is kind of a must do language. Okay. When I say must do language, must do means that if you want to get into front end development, or you want to get into web development, then you will need to learn JavaScript, irrespective of whether you learn Python or Java. So JavaScript is in that way kind of a must-do language, okay, which everybody should know if you want to get into web development. And web development offers you the best chance to get into IT. Okay, web development is your best chance. So if you want to get into IT, learn web development, and for web development, JavaScript is kind of a must-do language. Okay, anyways, you will have to learn it. Even if you learn Python or Java, you will have to learn at least basics of JavaScript. So in that way, it is must-do language. And another advantage of JavaScript is that it has lots and lots of vacancies. Okay, lots of vacancies means like JavaScript has JavaScript has different frameworks. Like it has Node.js for backend development. It has Angular for front-end development. It has React. It has Vue. Lot of frameworks are there, right? So, and like many companies are using these frameworks. Like some companies will use Node.js, some companies will use React, some companies will use Angular. So if you are into JavaScript, right, it provides you a lot of opportunities, and that's why vacancies are there for JavaScript. And of course, with JavaScript, you can become a full stack developer. You can become a web developer. Okay, you can become a backend developer. You can become a front-end developer. Okay, so you can learn any of these. You can go through any of these three languages. But again, based on the comparison that we have done, right? JavaScript is the most suitable language for you. If you are into non-IT and you want to, get into IT, then JavaScript is one such language which with which 100% you can get into IT. 100%, because so many vacancies are there for JavaScript, right? If you just go to some website, like you can try it out for yourself also. You can go to naukri.com or LinkedIn or some job search site, and you can search for these terms like Node.js or React.js or Vue or Angular, right? Or JavaScript in general, and you will find lots and lots of vacancies. So if you want to have the best chance to get into IT, choose JavaScript, choose MERN stack. Okay, that is your best bet. And for all of our students as well, we specifically teach them MERN stack, especially for people who are from non-IT background. I always recommend them, and I recommend them MERN stack, which is M stands for Mongo, E for Express, R for React, and N for Node.js. So using MERN stack, you can become a full stack developer, and that provides you the best options for getting into IT sector. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and if you have any questions, then please let me know and I'll answer them. Thank you.